Do I regret Chloride? Yeah. Short answer, yeah. She kind of just is pretty blah.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Like, I don't know, man. She herself isn't really that good, right? So we have this. I have her at a level 9 talent. I probably won't crown her. I just don't see the point in it, right? Like, I mean, I have 14 crowns, and that's saying something if I'm not willing to crown some character, right? Like, what am I really missing out on, right? The hunt damage goes up by like 3% on this one, and then only, well, 5% on this one. It's a lot better, but like, still, that's not a lot. And then you also have what, 3%, 6%, 5%. This just isn't good enough. Like, just actually isn't good enough. Her burst, I probably will continue to level up because it does give you Bond of Life, which will help you, you know, heal up. We were discussing Maiden's Beloved because Maiden's Beloved, in the comments, someone mentioned it. And I've now, like, I've seen enough of her with the extra healing bonus to say that it actually is like a serious set you can run on her if you don't want to run one of these like super high supports. Because with the 20%, right? Because if you have 100% Bond of Life, and if you have higher also, you know, this will proc, because if you just have to have over 100% or equal to 100%, right? But if you have 100%, you heal 110%. Now, I don't know exactly how that would work, but I think what Maiden's Beloved would do is go take this 100% and multiply it and get another 20% of this 110%. So you would heal up quite the bit, right? It heals you up quite the bit. So it's very good, but Bond of Life conversion, 80% healing. Oh, right, yeah, doesn't she, like, if you try and heal her, she gets Bond of Life, right? Right here, it says healing will be turned into Bond of Life. Overall, I think this is probably her best team. Just if you want to try and use her, I'll do an Abyss video. I'll take her in a floor 12 Abyss, but I can already tell you guys, I would rather have had Alhaitham. Like, she doesn't really seem like super amazing to me. She doesn't have that, you know, like super crazy powerful, you know, kit, right? And I don't know whether her C1 would change that, because it does give you 2, you know, triggers, and it's normal attack damage bonus, 30% of her attack, though. It is only 30%, and it is only 1.2 seconds, so I don't really know how much that matters. And then also her weapon, maybe, you know, like, you know, as you may know, I like to compare characters with either their R1, which is their signature weapon, or their C1, right? And, you know, for like Senyun, I have her weapon, and I, you know, like, I don't know, I am missing a little bit of her, but I don't know how much I'm missing, right? I don't know the weapon calcs, right? And I don't know whether her weapon is her better option than her, you know, C0, which maybe that is the truth. She just doesn't, she's not insane, right? She's not one of these, you know, Nevi, Arlecchino, Lenny, you know, Navia, she isn't like up there with them. She is the worst, you know, second worst. I would say Chloride is probably the second worst 5-star that has come out of Fontaine. Probably still better than Risley, right? I would still probably have to say better than Risley at C0, just assuming C0. But once Risley gets C1, I have a feeling that I might like him more, right? Because it's been a while since I've used just my C1 Risley, because I do have C3. But I don't know. I'll eventually get this to like level 9, right? Like I said, and I'll see it, because I am really impressed. This is the one aspect of her kit that I'm not like I have no complaints about, really. Her burst has good AoE, and it seems to do a good amount of damage, right? I think this is like her best part of her kit, actually. Like, beyond all of this stuff, like all this stuff, it's just convoluted. Doesn't really need to be convoluted, honestly. Like, I mean, it does, because it's the way her kit functions, but like at the same time, you're going through all these hoops, and then it's just like functioning basically the same as Kaching, right? Like, all of this stuff, you don't need it, really. It's just, oh yeah, tap E skill, have this, and then attack a couple times, tap E skill again. Like, she spams E skill. That's basically the only difference between her and Kaching, right? This, you know, like, these kits aren't complicated, but at the same time, they are complicated because they love to put these, you know, oh yeah, now we should have Bond of Life, which, I mean, it's whatever. I don't really care. Bond of Life, it's not that bad for Arlecchino or Chloride, as long as you have I honestly don't know whether Maiden's Beloved is good though, because like, one, you have to get rid of one of these artifact sets that you have on your characters. I don't know which one, because probably Nahida. Nahida probably is doing the least amount of damage, and she's only really getting this Dendro bonus. You could also run her on this set, right? You could run her on this set. But, so if you were to give, you know, Nahida Maiden's Beloved, because I think I do have a couple Maiden's Beloved pieces. Let me just check. I'll show you guys the passive. You can even see it right here. Using an elemental skill or burst increases healing received by all party members by 20%, right? And that basically transfers over to, you know, Clorinde, which, you know, basically that's it, right? If you were to put Nahida on, you know, Maiden's Beloved, it would work, right? But besides Clorinde just not doing a lot of damage herself, right? She just isn't really that crazy. She also doesn't have like the best partner in terms of a Dendro character, right? Kirara was mentioned. I don't necessarily know how good she is. Like, I do not remember this. It says duration here. I mean, it might be good. Oh, yeah, no, I would not use Kirara then. If these things, I mean, all you have to do is apply Quicken, but then again, you have to use your burst again. Like, that's not, what I need is something like this, right? You need this, where it will pop flowers and, you know, do damage, which isn't bad. Like, this isn't bad. It's just, I wish it was a little, like, more Fiorina-like, where it would follow you and it would do damage. You know, I don't know. This seems to be better, but at the same time, you would still give up Nahida. That's the big issue. Like, she doesn't have, because you give up Nahida, you give up damage, and then you have better Dendro application, which it's just, I've already discussed my Nahida. Like, I don't like Nahida in AoE because you kill enemy, and then new enemy don't have Dendro. Caveman explanation, there you go. New enemy no have Dendro, that bad for damage. So yeah, I think I just would have rathered have Alhaitham, right? I think Alhaitham would have been just better. I would have had, you know, okay, Alhaitham would literally solve Clorinde's issue because he's Dendro. If Clorinde was Dendro, this issue would be a lot easier because what you would have is Clorinde sitting here and, you know, doing Dendro hits, right? And you would have Fischl, who is, you know, the electro character to apply electro. You would have her, and she would, you know, hit the enemy you're hitting, because Alhaitham, I mean, well, you would also want like other electro characters, which you could have other electro characters, right? You can have Baiju, you can have, or not Baiju, Beidou, not Baiju. You don't really have the issue of electro application in there because you have the character of Fischl who is supplying you with enough electro, or Raiden, right? Or Yamiko. Whoever you need in that team, you have multiple options to get that. Whereas with this, you know, like Nahida, she's really good. This isn't Nahida. I know this is very confusing. This isn't Nahida. Just get that straight. But with Nahida, you don't have that, right? You kill the enemy and you immediately lose all Dendro application for the new enemies, right? It is just really annoying. It's not a duration of, hey, you spawn this tower thing that now does AoE, you know, Dendro. Hopefully, Emily will fix this issue, because if she does, that's really good. And I think that's just overall going to be better for Clorinde. I think that'll fix the literal only issue. And it's such a big issue for Clorinde because you need Dendro to do damage, right? Like, her damage is highly predicated on Dendro, right? You can either do that or overload, but in this is a do I regret, and I don't have Chevy. All right, guys, I don't. Like, I missed her. I didn't think that she would be utterly insane, right? I thought maybe I'll get her when she, you know, when she gets added to the standard, you know, pool, right? Whatever. I have not gotten a single Chevy, right? I have no Chevys. So yeah, I'm unable to do an overload team. So literally, Clorinde is going to be dead on my account as soon as I'm done making videos on her, which is going to be very soon, because I think as soon as I'm done with the Spiral Abyss video, I don't have any other videos to put on her, right? With Arlecchino, I was making loads of videos, right? I don't think I'm ever going to use her after my videos until another Dendro character comes out. I don't think I'm using her. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to try and use her. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.